Hello and good afternoon. Sorry, I almost said good morning there for a second. But good morning and welcome to the stream. We're going to get started here in just a few minutes. Let me get my controllers and stuff ready, and we're going to dive into a very strange looking game today. Surf Demon, welcome to the stream. Okay, so we're finally done with the last handheld first playthrough. I know we didn't go through like the second trek through the Elite Four, where the rival character has some like national deck stuff in their party, but we got everything done that I wanted to get done with replaying it, because I really just wanted to go until we got to the point where we could get Mewtwo and we could catch the legendary dog, and we did. So I am okay with that, and I want to get back to other things. So today we're going to go into a very interesting looking game called Girls Made Pudding. I remember mentioning on stream a few weeks back that when it first got announced for Japan, I'm like, this game looks wacky and crazy. If that comes west, we have to play it. And it did, so we're going to play it today. As far as what's going on the channel right now, I'm still waiting for some review codes. Like the Lunar Remaster comes out in like 2 days, and Gung Ho did not let content creators sign up for it until like 2 or 3 days ago. I did sign up for it, haven't gotten my review code yet, so I don't know how that's going to go. I hope it's not a situation where it's not going to come in at all until, the day of release. But I'm also waiting on an email back from Soadesco, because they asked me if I wanted to cover the truck driver DLC that's finally coming to Switch later this month. Still waiting on that as well, so we'll see what happens. But that's basically where we're at. As far as what I'm working on the channel right now, I'm waiting for those review codes to come in. And, I waited a couple days, and I'm thinking, like, if these review codes aren't going to come in, we're just going to have to do something else. So I've been working on Stalker Call of Pripyat, because I need to finish that trilogy. I put it off because I was working on a few review code games that I'd had for quite a while, like Neptunia versus Dogoos and some of the other stuff I posted more recently. And I find... oh, I'm sorry. And I finally started on the Life is Strange series, and I really like it. Like, I played Life is Strange Remastered for a few hours last night, and I really like it a lot. It's got a very interesting, feeling and vibe to it. I've never played the games before. I've just seen clips and I've heard things about it. So, that's kind of what we're going into next until these review codes come in for the Truck Driver DLC and Lunar. But today, we're going to dive into Girls Made Pudding. Just because I mean, as soon as I saw it on the eShop for like $8, I'm like, oh, it did come west. Cool, let's grab it right now. So we're gonna dive into that here in just a moment. Not really much else going on the channel itself. On the Let's Play channel, I just started a playthrough of Resident Evil Dead Aim. I recorded that yesterday. It went up a few hours ago. And I'm going to try to get back into the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth playthrough later this week as well. Surf Demon says, I played the first Life is Strange when it originally released, but haven't played the others as they didn't interest me as much. Well, hopefully they'll interest me as much, because, I bought all of them. Because the whole series went on sale, and I said, you know what? I've been wanting to play it. Let's just grab all of them, including the new one, and go through all of them. But, you know, I really like the first one so far. I'm only a few hours into it. I'm a little bit after when Max and Chloe meet up, and Max goes back to Chloe's house. But I really like it. It's not at all what I expected it to be. As soon as the rewind and time travel mechanics came in, I'm like, wait a minute, what is going on? I don't understand. So yeah, that's really cool. But that's what's going on the channel right now. What is next to Violet? Oh, hold on, let me look. Oh, that's the ReZero visual novel. It went on sale recently, and I grabbed that as well. It's not the new game. It's the yeah, it's the Prophecy of the Throne visual novel. I haven't dived into that, but the Spike Chunsoft sale happened, so I bought the iSomnium File games and ReZero when they were on sale. That's gonna be a minute. I need to rewatch a lot of the anime stuff before I dive into that. Serptune said it looked familiar, but couldn't tell what it was. Yeah, but nope. That's what it is. But anyways, that's really all that's going on the channel itself that I can think of. Because right now I'm trying to get the Stalker trilogy done and finally start on covering the entire Life is Strange series. Because, you know, I'm like, okay, I really like this first game, so let's go through all that. Let's just start going through them. But anyways, let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and set up my headset. We'll boot this game up and we'll get started on this very weird looking game. Even the description sounded weird. It's about these girls like traveling to towns where people have disappeared. But hey, let's take a look and let's see how this game is. Wonder if there's any information on how long this game is. How long is Girls Made Pudding? Nothing. 0 things, but so we have things on Steam for it, where you can buy Girls Made Pudding. While it's booting up, is there anything in the discussions or anything? All right, here we go. Girls Made Pudding with this wonderful little art, which is almost all of the art that is in existence for the game. Okay, sound might be okay right now. Okay, we'll raise it up just a little bit so it can be closer to my my mic level. Maybe not that much. Slightly lower. Okay. I'm gonna put my headset on and we'll I guess we'll get started with this game. So someone actually did comment on my community post about this game, basically asking if there was English subtitles, because apparently you can buy this game on PlayAsia. And I basically told them I don't know about the PlayAsia version, but this version, when you first start up the game, you get this language option that lets you choose between these 4 languages, English included. And now it's making me restart because I changed the language settings, except not really. All right, there we go. Getting back into it. Let's try this again. Let's go ahead and play the game, and we'll just take a look at it. Because when it was first announced on Gematsu.com, or whatever it is, it kind of looked like a driving game, and it is a driving game. What's going on? Can I go over here? No. Looks like I'm mostly stuck on the same path. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so we can go into our inventory and stop moving. Surf Demon says, looked at 2 people's profiles on Steam that have 100% of the game. One has 15 hours and the other has 7. Okay. Well, according to what I've heard about the game, apparently it's about... You're in the middle of a story, you can't go home until you've read it? Okay. But apparently this is about these 2 girls traveling to towns where people have disappeared. So... neat. Interesting. I guess we'll find out. I wasn't expecting us to just dive into this. Oh, we can actually change direction. Can we go off the road? Let's see, they were so uniform that if you look at this... Okay, the girl sitting in front of me working the bike's handlebars must have found it just as boring as I... Hold on! No, you're going too fast. You're going too fast. You are going too fast for me. I cannot keep up. I could read it, like, to myself, but I cannot read it out loud that fast. So much space... Oh, look at that. The text advances as we advance. So much space under that huge sky, and the 2 of us were so close together. And up there in the sky, I found 2 black birds. That's a little better. A few sun rays managed to dodge both clouds. Wait! I wasn't done reading! Ah, here we go. A few sun rays managed to dodge both clouds and birds, falling onto the dark forest below. Are we talking about are we reading a story? Unlike all the places that had recently fallen silent, the forest must have always been like that. I'd never seen the place before, but it reminded me of my hometown. Can we go on this road? We can. Okay, cool. By that point, I didn't even pay attention to where I was anymore. We'd come far, way too far for that. Open the inventory to cook. Okay. Choose 2 ingredients to cook. So we got cabbage and tuna. You can see the topics you have unlocked in the right side of the screen. Fulfill the unlocked conditions to progress the story. Okay. Satiety, energy, and sanity. At the top left of the screen, you can see your satiety. energy and sanity. If one of these goes down to 0, it's game over. So there are survival elements here. You can fill them up by cooking. Okay. Alright, let's see what I can cook up. I wish I could tell fish apart by taste like a fancy adult. Okay, and it shows points that you get for the thing you cooked. Which is basically just tuna and lettuce, or tuna and cabbage. Oh, and it went up. Okay, so I'm assuming you're gonna have to find things like materials and for recipes. Hey, those birds. Oh, and we can go to like a hotel where we can look for ingredients which will lower our stats, stay the night, or leave. So let's choose stay the night and see what happens. Literally nothing happened. Oh, hey. And we found ingredients. And we can leave? This is very weird. Like, this is the tutorial? It seems very hey, good luck. Let's see. Okay, tuna and egg, we'll fix that. But I don't have anything right now that can fill up that that strength meter. Okay. Nakomi, I tugged on her sleeve and she turned towards me. There in the sky, see? Oh, you're right. Okay, so we stop here, examine. I guess we can look for more ingredients here. All right. It looks like all of our recipes can fulfill 2 of these meters, but not the 3rd one. Okay, here's a new recipe. Unless we have to cook something new and figure out what it does. So rice and cabbage. So let's cook rice and cabbage together. Oh, you're in the middle of a story. Cooking while in the middle of a story will not unlock new stories. I see. So should we focus on not doing that? Fine. We'll just... What kind of bird do you think that is? I'm not an expert or anything, but I guess a crow? Oh, because main episode 1 is black birds. I figured that she was probably right. Certain, so it's a VN with a difference. Sort of? It seems that way. A very strange VN. I wonder if they're a couple. Huh? I only saw one bird. I took another look in the sky, and sure enough, there was only one bird. Obviously, I can't... Oh. Now looking for ingredients is removing a different gauge. Okay. Staying the night didn't really do anything. Oh, it said, isn't it too early to go to bed? Okay. Oh, I see. It had a little mini game that we could do, and we failed. What's this? Your inventory is full. Let's cook. That way we can grab whatever that is. You got curry powder. Okay. Sashimi, question mark. Let's make whatever the question mark thing is. Aha! That one did fill the strength gauge a little bit. Okay. No, that can't be. I'm sure I saw it's 2 birds. Huh? Did they fuse into one or something? Maybe. This is a very strange little game so far. Or maybe one of them just flew away. Do you think birds have family squabbles? I think so. Wait, do birds even have families? Who knows? But mama birds looked after their chicks, I think. Oh, and we got more fish from that. Okay. Might as well cook just to keep those gauges up. The music is very kind of calm and chill in the background. Served the Infusion Dragon Ball reference. Yeah! So what is going on here? Oh, there's a gathering of cats. Let's pet the cats to get more points, I guess. And more cats. Examine. So what, are we breaking into houses to look for ingredients now? Caesar salad or sashimi? Caesar salad, okay. This is very odd. We got a text history where we can look up the history of the story, just like in a VN. You're in the middle of a story, you can't go home until you've finished reading it. Is that what we're doing here? Are we reading a story right now? Fuel. Can I cook fuel into the fish? No? Okay. Okay. I mean, you barely know anything about me, says Sumibi. So I'm gonna learn more little by little from now on, right? I don't see why you would want to do that. Huh? I thought you were serious about me, like dating to marry. What? We're not dating. Okay, I can't go that way. But isn't it weird spending all this time with someone you're not dating? Oh, it's like you're spending time with me, therefore you need to be dating me. You have a point. Did you have a boyfriend? Nope, never. I guess you do look like you don't care for dating. But she's the one that brought it up. Let's see. Onion. Pretty much anything with fish turns into sashimi. We got 2 things of fuel. Might as well cook sashimi just to get some more inventory space opens up. Okay. All right. Examine. Look for ingredients. All right, let's see what we've got here. I don't think we had flour before. Cook mystery dish. Mystery dish will improve the strength thing. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh my gosh, did you see that? That looked horrifying. Can we go back and see that? Look at that. Okay. So it's the best for us so far. It increases all three all three stats, but it looks horrible. Okay. Okay, hey, how about what about you? Says Nakomi. Do you care for dating? That's a secret. A secret? Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, grown-ups and their secrets. Cook to progress the story. Okay. I guess I could make something else with these if I had a brimmed pot, but oh well. I'm assuming a brimmed pot is something that we are going to find at some point. Is there even a fuel gauge in this game? Because I don't see one right now. So it looks like at some point the dialogue stops and you have to cook to progress it. They just found themselves together. They had no other option but to stick with each other. Okay, this is like talking about these two characters. Yeah, even now, Sumi didn't know much more about know much about the girl in front of her. She was more than an acquaintance, but not quite a friend. They hadn't chosen with each other. They just they had no option but to stick with each other. Okay. Would it be better if I wasn't here? Oh, hey, look, there's a car blocking the road. Let's go around it. Would it be better if I wasn't here? Whoa, stop joking. You know I'd disappear. Alright, let's do this. Oh, we got some meat? Can we just... Let's do 2 mincemeats together and see what happens. Hamburger? That was not a hamburger. Do not lie to me. That did not look like any hamburger I've ever had. I mean, would you rather disappear? That's scary. Oh, and a dialogue choice. So you can either agree or say, is it? And there's an auto drive mode as well. Okay. We'll say, is it? We'll go nice and slow so we can... Huh? Don't you feel like I'm a nuisance? Okay, so now we got like an auto mode, like in a visual novel. All right, we got some more fish. I'm glad you'll be there with me. Why'd you turn around? Oh, I have to cook to progress the story. Which means we need to go find... some ingredients to mix with this fish, or a ingredient, a singular ingredient to put it with this fish. So let's see if there are any off the path areas. Find a place to stay before night comes. Okay. Can't go that way. It won't let me interact with that place. Are we gonna just fail if night comes and we don't? Oh. It let us go forward. Here we go. Let's just pop up right here and stay the night. Another day went by without incident. Okay. Are we going to get more story stuff? Oh, no. Okay, so day 1, you got a pot. Okay, so it looks like when days go by, you're going to get stuff. So we're not going to get brimmed pot until day 4, the thing that they were talking about earlier. Today's memories. Okay, pale clouds covered the sky like a blanket. Is this like... Oh, this is like all of the story stuff that we went through as we were driving today. Okay, that's interesting. So let's just hit next. Mode selection. Oh, okay, so now we can choose a difficulty mode. Normal is the normal playing experience. Casual is you lose energy at a slower pace. And story is you never lose energy. Additionally, days don't even end after night comes. That's interesting. I guess we'll just keep going with the normal mode. Okay, and there's our little title screen there. We can look at text history. Or just modify settings again. Oh, we can modify the settings at any time we want. That's cool. And we can hit leave. Surf Demon, interesting game, but it's so weird. Yes, it is very weird. Going back to the home, continue. Okay, let's see what the home is. Is it that screen we were just at? Yes. So this is the home screen where we can see text history, talk about different parts of the main episode, go into settings, and that's about it. You know, when this was first announced and I heard it was a, you know, girls just driving around towns on a motorcycle game, I'm like, this sounds really weird. And now, you know, I'm at the point of, oh, that's because it is really weird. Let's get rid of a little bit of this fuel so we can make room for materials. Hey, self-driver, here, you forgot to pick this up. Now we have to cook to progress the story, so let's go ahead and cook these together. I wish I could tell fish apart by taste, like a fancy adult. So, I guess all fish taste the same to her? Did you have any siblings? Yes. Okay. Now we can look for... What? I don't understand. Oh, I'm just supposed to match that. Okay. So I found a tent and a bonfire. Oh, okay. Just randomly found a bonfire in here. Don't you have to make a bonfire? All right. It looks like your fuel is... Oh, I see the fuel gauge now. I see it. Okay. You'll use the fuel... Oh, never mind. What? Fuel is a fast travel mechanic? And the fuel gauge looks the same. Okay, then. So what happens if we use a tent? The day will end. Okay. What about bonfire? Use a bonfire and it'll become night. Okay. Search Demon said it already, but this is weird. It is very weird. Look for ingredients. Wonder if what minced meat and fish will make. Hamburger, like before. Sure, let's look at this hamburger thing. I guess that looks kind of like a hamburger. Okay, whatever. Get out of the way, you stupid vehicle. You are an only child. Bingo. More fuel. Okay, so that's very strange. So if fuel doesn't refill the fuel gauge... Okay, we'll just... Hold on. Let's stop. We have to cook to progress the story. Which means we're going to need to go find... a house or something where we can get another ingredient. So you just noticed that the purple-haired girl has cat ears. Yes, and she doesn't say anything when we stop and pet the cats. All right, search for ingredients. All right, let's go ahead and cook. Cook hamburger. I like my hamburger gravy sweet. Hamburger gravy? Okay. Sure. I wonder what happens to people who disappear. Don't they just day? What was that grammar? Don't they just day? Whatever. Maybe or maybe they can become invisible. The auto drive doesn't know where to go. Okay, but we're doing okay here, even though it's just the two of us. Sir Demon, did they mean die? Maybe? So maybe wondered what would happen if she were truly and utterly alone. She's been wondering this time and again in the past few months. Cook to progress the story. What? Okay. Auto drive, I think you're broken. What's that? Oh, examine inside the tent. The abandoned tent. All right, good. We have one ingredient now. Fuel. That's great. More cats. All right, let's see if we can find an ingredient somewhere. Look for ingredients. All right, we got one ingredient, but it's enough that we can cook a mystery dish. That looks so disgusting. That looks like the That looks kind of like the censored mystery dish when you mix bad ingredients together in Zelda Breath of the Wild. I guess I could make something else with these if I had a mini oven, but oh well. Okay. What do you mean cook to progress the story? We just did! Alright, it's nighttime, so let's find some place to sleep, I guess. So are all of these houses abandoned? Is that why we can go to literally any house and spend the night? Because, I mean, the game's not really telling us anything. We're getting kind of like little subtle hints when they're talking. But that's about it. This is such a weird game. Also, we haven't made pudding yet. I'm assuming that the girls are going to make pudding at some point. We have milk. Are there any other new places? Nope. Let's go to industrial area. Sir Demon, yes, because everyone is dead. More cats up there. Hold on. Let me grab this. Pet the cats to increase our stats. Let's go ahead and pitch the bonfire. Because we're about to get more fish. Oh, here's a new recipe. Mackerel with flour. Tempura ready to go. Okay. Okay, now we can leave the tent alone to pass time, or we could examine inside it to find things. So let's examine inside it. Alright, we'll look for ingredients in here. Alright, we got tomato. Tempura, Caesar salad, Caesar salad. Okay. So we'll make this for right now. So it looks like the gauges on next to the fuel are the basically the transmission. Like what gear you're currently in. Let's see, Road of Beginnings 2. To unlock, you must visit the empty town. Okay, is that where we're at, or is that not where we're at? Let's go ahead and end the day with the tent so we can get another reward. Alright, you have unlocked the topic, the big warehouse. Alright, so for Road of Beginnings 2, we need to visit the empty town. Alright, girls, why don't you just... And then we got other things that we can unlock. To unlock examine laboratory, cook sashimi, cook other foods, and to unlock visit the empty town. Okay. Oh, the shutters leading into the large warehouse were not closed all the way. What is this place? Oh, is this an actual story scene now? After crouching to enter the building, Nakomi was confused by what she found. It wasn't anything she'd expected a warehouse to look like. She thought it would be full of shelves, containers, crates. Instead, were several machines. There were also metal racks and a few scattered cardboard boxes. There was a large desk with an even larger antenna on it. At her feet, cables sprawled in every direction. Doesn't this look like a lab? It wasn't a great description, but it's the best they could come up with. Oh, you're right. Sumibi regretted not having read the sign outside the building before entering. It looked so much like a run-of-the-mill warehouse that she hadn't thought about it. Maybe we'll find something useful in here. Doesn't look like there's any food. What about fuel or maybe a generator? A sudden, loud, metallic sound made her stop. See, they scanned the dark corridors of the building to see if anything was moving in the shadows. She was looking in the wrong place. There was a face peeking out from behind a metal rack stacked with boxes. Excuse me. Oh, so, you know, they're not the only people left alive in the entire world. Who's there? Oh, hello. The voice belonged to a woman. She stared at the two from the other side of this weird lab-like space. Is that a ghost? Must be a ghost. Well, what do you mean? A few times they'd met people who were by themselves. Everyone was supposed to disappear if nobody was looking at them, but somehow those people were What? I feel like there's a lot of backstory context going on here that we're not really given at all. So everyone is supposed to disappear if nobody looks at them. That kind of reminds me of I wonder if the people who made this game played Ever 17, the visual novel, because that was kind of a big plot point of the Sora route in that game, because Sora was the AI character. And a lot of the stuff that she spoke of early on in her route was, like, she was, her physical form was displayed by holograms, and her big story point was, I only exist if people see me. That's interesting. Let's see, or rather, they sprung up from seemingly nowhere just to disappear at random. They weren't sure if they were real people, so they just called them ghosts. Are you real? Says the maybe ghost that's carrying what looks like a laptop, maybe? Looks pretty big to be like a notepad or something. Nakomi says, yup, real human beings. Are you sure? I thought I was the last one left. Ghosts always said that. According to them, it was always everyone else who had disappeared. They were left alone and struggling in ghost towns. Their main concern was not starving to death. Something about this woman felt off. She didn't seem relieved to see them, but actually scared. Are you alone? Yes. And you? There's two of you, right? Yeah, we just reached this town today. What? You came in from outside? How can this be? Yeah, we rode our bike here. But how do you keep the bike fueled? Oh, okay, okay. Are we going to be introduced to a fuel mechanic outside of the fuel we use for fast travel? There's nobody working at gas stations anymore, right? Yeah, but the gas is still there. Might as well take it since nobody else needs it. Okay. So the gas stations are not manned, but there's probably still power going to them. So they stop at a gas station, fuel up somehow. Oh, never mind. Never mind. I'll just shut up while the game tells us these things. But the pumps don't work without electricity. Some places have gasoline generators. What? Really? Yeah, in the offices or garages there, it's not all of them though. Okay, so that's why they were looking for a generator in this warehouse slash lab. Okay. And these offices are not locked? Oh, they are. We just break in. Oh, so you're criminals in the apocalypse where crime doesn't really matter anymore. Oh, it's nothing. I was just surprised I wasn't the only one doing it. Oh, so you're a criminal too. Breaking and entering. So I'm assuming that's what we're doing when we get to all of these houses that we search for recipes and spend the night in. I'm assuming we're going up to these houses, breaking into them so that they have shelter. The woman introduced herself as Maureen. Hello, Maureen. She asked the girls to give her a ride just for a bit. Okay. Is she going to be on the... Oh, she is in the sidecar. That's so much. That's fun. Okay. All right. To unlock, cook a meal. Okay, so we need to cook a meal. We already have milk and eggs, so let's go ahead and cook a mystery dish. Okay, now this is better. You see, at the start, we're like, I have no idea what's going on. What was that building anyways? Let's go nice and slow so we can enjoy the story. I'm not sure either, but the sign on the front said it was a laboratory. Okay, so it's not your place. It's just some place you were staying. So you also just walk... Okay, let's go ahead and examine inside the tent to get a tomato. So you just walked in just because the shutter was open? The shutter was open? Oh, I forgot to lower it. So that was you. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and look for ingredients. I feel like the fuel gauge hasn't really changed at all. I'm going to pull up the stream in my browser. Let's look at the very beginning of the game. No, the fuel gauge has not changed since we started the game. So I'm assuming that's because that's something that's just part of the story and not necessarily a game mechanic. Because I'm pretty sure we're still in normal mode. Not that we can check now. We have to wait for the story to end. Anyways, does that mean you were already there? Did you live in that lab? Yes, it wasn't just me, though. There were others. Sumibi and Nakomi had seen nobody except for Maureen inside the lab. Hold on. Let's go ahead and make sashimi so we can get some points back. And we'll look for ingredients in here. All right, let's move on. A friend of mine worked there. Okay, worked at the lab. Until you know all that happened. I don't know. I actually don't know. I would like it if you would explain this to us. It was about half a year ago, right? She brought me there with her for safety. I wasn't the only one either. Okay. Let's go ahead and cook again. Mystery dish. Search for ingredients. Things are getting a little better now. What is this? Curry powder, okay. Ooh, a new recipe? Okay, let's make a new recipe. Never mind. Alright, fine, story. If you don't want me to cook, then I won't cook. She brought me there with her for safety. How long have you been staying there alone? Get out of the way, you dumb truck. Oh, another truck? Oh, but we have to actually have a mini game for the box truck. Oh, because it had beans in it. Interesting. Hold on, no. Is there anything we can make that will increase? Let's just make the new thing. Who cares? Oh, curry. That looks good. How long have you been staying there alone? For a while now. It just sort of happened. I was alone before I knew it. What do you mean? What do you mean? Did you just wake up one day and everybody else was gone? What about you two? Are you traveling together? Yep, we've been glued together for months. Yep, let's go ahead and make sashimi so we can improve that some of those other gauges. And moving on. Looks like the auto drive just wants to go north the entire time. We'll examine inside, that's fine. Wow, that sounds harsh. Your story sounds harsh too, though. Alright, so we got character episode Marine 1, so I'm assuming we're going to find other people and get their stories in similar drives like this. Your story sounds harsh too. Marine looked at the view passing by. Makes you wonder what's going on in the rest of the world. Let's go ahead and stop by over here. Sure, we'll go ahead and cook Caesar salad. And then we'll use a little bit of the points we just got to look for more ingredients. The girls told Marine all they knew about the current situation. Why don't you tell me about that? Oh. However, they knew very little outside of rumors and conjectures. Nothing of what they said was news to Marine. Okay. Let's go ahead and cook again to increase our gauges. So you haven't found any more information either. It's all still a mystery. Go around it. Because we want to make sure we don't run into any of these gauges, since the beginning of the game said that if any of the gauges went down to 0, then it's game over. All right, let's get rid of one of these fuels. It was just the two of us. We didn't really have a chance. All right, so the game wants us to go this way and not to that area on the right. Or maybe it does. This game doesn't know what it wants. They could still hope that this someone existed and that they would eventually meet them. What someone are you talking about? Oh, someone that may know more about what's going on. Okay. What an interesting game this is. I think we're still going through similar areas. Maybe there was a whole group of people who had figured out what happened and managed to survive. Possible as this was, Samibi wasn't optimistic. The whole situation seemed too absurd for reason and for science. Good. Now we've got 3 ingredients. We can go ahead and make something. Sure. All right, now moving on. I still don't know what that whole thing about eyesight was about. What are you talking about? Marine spoke quietly. Our words couldn't keep up with the bike. All right. We have to cook a rice ball to get the woman in the lab number 2. So I guess now we're getting to the point where we're going to need to find specific recipes. Okay. So we can grab whatever that is. Alright, so I'm assuming sweet rice ball is something we're going to be able to make. But not with the recipes we have right now. There's mystery dish. Tempura. Interesting. Recipes. It shows the cooking tools that we have. It looks like this is just stuff we've already made so far. All right. We'll just let self-driving go at it for a little while. So obviously we're going to need to keep rice to make the sweet rice balls. So let's go ahead and look for ingredients, see what we can find. Mystery dish. Okay. There were some other ingredients in some of the other locations that we did not actually get. Fuel. What do we think? Let's go back to industrial area. Is there anything we can do with this factory? No, not really. There's mincemeat. Looks like the only thing we can really make with the meat is a hamburger. We don't have the recipes yet for any of the stuff that it's asking us for, so I guess we're just going to have to try to find it. Let's go ahead and stay the night. Get another daily reward, I guess. All right, I got brimmed pot. Okay, so now that we have brimmed pot, we should be able to make more things. Nothing really more here. So let's see, main episode free, main episode 1 back then, main episode 1 Road to Beginnings number 2. All right, and I guess onward we go. More cats. Pet the cats for points. Let's go ahead and cook this stuff since we're about to get more ingredients. Look for ingredients. Okay, so flour and rice is something new, so let's try this. All right, rice balls. I don't know if this is going to be sweet rice balls, but it is rice balls. So that was flour and rice. Are we joking? Don't worry, guys. That was just regular rice balls. That is kind of crazy. Get out of the way, car. You got sushi recipe. Oh, we got a recipe. Cool. So we do need to make sushi. So let's see what we need to make sushi. Brimmed pot, rice, and fish. Okay. So we just need to find some fish now. And then we can make rice to unlock site number 1. Okay. Regular rice ball. That is so absurd. Examine inside the tent. We got a potato. cats. So I guess at the point we're at now, it's mostly a matter of let's look around until we find what we need for the recipes, which we just did. We've got fish and rice. Now we can cook sushi. Okay. Oh, and it actually looks like traditional sushi. It doesn't look like, you know, sushi rolls. Okay. There's a bit too much vinegar in this, too. Okay, now we unlocked more dialogue stuff. What do you know about eyesight energy? Huh? Well, just a few things. Could you tell us what you know? Sure, of course. Just don't get mad at me if it's all stuff you already knew. Okay. So I wonder if this eyesight energy stuff is something like related to the world itself. So let's see. Why don't you start? Tell me what you already know so I can feel... What? You're supposed to be telling us about this. We could, but we learned what we knew from the internet, so we don't know if it's true. The internet still exists in this game? Alright, well, let's search through here real quick before we learn more things. We'll go ahead and... Rice and sweet beans to cook something new? Sweet rice ball! Okay, okay, so we finally found that recipe. Okay, cool. Oh no. Oh no, that means that we... did it not allow us to unlock the Woman the Lab number 2 because we made Sweet Rice Ball outside of Between Stories? Whatever. Okay, anyways, moving on. Let's look at the rice and sweet beans. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Alright, I don't mind. Nakomi nodded and started explaining. Oh, and to continue the conversation, we have to cook again. Okay. Eyes don't simply receive information by absorbing light. They also emit energy towards what they are looking at. That was the long and short of eyesight energy. Mincemeat, okay. If there was a more scientific term, the girls did not know it. Maybe all the scientists had disappeared before getting a chance to name this phenomenon. Okay. Okay, there's sweet beans. So we're going to save this rice and sweet beans so we can re-unlock the Woman in the Lab number 2. Let's go ahead and make mystery dish. The disappearance started very shortly after this eyesight energy was discovered. So eyesight energy existed whether as an electromagnetic wave or a particle, just like light did. Okay, the emission itself wasn't rare. After all, people looked at things all the time. The issue was that emissions almost never affected anything in a quantifiable way. Oh, now this is starting to get interesting. They found out about the energy thing when the eyesight transmitted diseases started spreading. A disease that didn't need any previously known transmission method to spread. Scientists eventually realized that the very act of looking was behind it. Interesting. You just needed to lock eyes with someone to become infected. That's kind of terrifying. That works for me. The news immediately sent the world into a frenzy. Okay, so now we're actually learning more about what actually happened to the world. It didn't take long for society to start functioning again. People started working from home, and you could do almost anything through the internet. Okay, so this is kind of like a reference to what happened with the COVID-19 pandemic. Because, I mean, obviously, the Rona wasn't transmitted by eyesight, but still. Actually, seeing other people wasn't as necessary as people had imagined. All right, that works. Got some points back. The development of glasses that could shield one from eyesight energy helped things go back to normal. But are any of these characters wearing glasses? Marine isn't. I don't really see glasses on any of the other two. Unless they've made contacts as well. It was them who developed those glasses, the lab that I was in. Okay. Whoa, that's amazing. So they were doing research on eyesight. I was told that they also researched other stuff, though. Other stuff like what? By whom? Someone who worked there? There we go. Oh. What does O mean? That is not a question. That is not an answer to that question. And where are they now? It feels like we're driving through the same places. They're just respawning, you know, more, you know, materials, pickups, stuff. I don't know where they are now. Marine looked up at the sky. Okay, we got milk, so let's go ahead and combine those. Oh, hold on, there's something up there. Things happened and pretty much everybody left the lab. What do you mean? What do you mean? Earlier you said that, you know, it sort of just happened with you being by yourself. Okay, whatever. And they haven't come back yet. Okay. All right. Maureen's voice didn't sound particularly hopeful. Did the lab people say anything else? Let's see. All right, I guess we're just going to enjoy the story for now. Since we've got plenty of stuff, we've got enough to make Sweet Rice Ball to get the next story thing. Maureen rummaged in the only bag she had. It looked like a mix between a tape recorder and a computer, or maybe a pocket-sized turntable. All right, well, let's just let it go on its own. But it clearly was none of those things. It was a weird, unfamiliar device. Ah, it's nighttime. Cool. Then let's go ahead and cook something real quick, just so we can free up some inventory space. And let's rest. You got an egg. Wow. How wonderful. I got an egg. I'm so happy. All right. So we got 6 topics. Let's go ahead and continue this very, very strange game. It looks like our gauge is reset after each day. Let's go ahead and cook mystery dish to get a few of that gauge stuff back. Oh, hey! It looks like we're done with that conversation, so let's go ahead and cook Sweet Rice Ball to unlock Woman in the Lab number 2. Alright, why did you girls come to this town? We just happened to. We weren't trying to get to it or anything. There we go. Sports drink, that's new. What does sports drink do? We use it to get plus 30 energy? Oh, okay. Okay, so that's something you don't have to cook. Anyways, moving on. Alright, so they weren't trying to get to this town, they just happened upon it. So your goal is farther down? Question mark? Well, we don't really have a goal, we're just riding around randomly. The plan is to make some good pudding. Okay, so the goal is to... Okay, that makes sense. Game's called Girls Made Pudding. Their goal is to, I want to make pudding. Pudding? If we're lucky, we could run into some place where there are still groups of people. Maybe there are entire towns that the force field did. What force field? Force field? We're keeping an eye open for that while pursuing our pudding. There are really places like that still around? Okay, let's just get some more points. Could be, but we haven't run into any yet. Nor do we think we ever will, to be honest. Okay, so maybe we could handle being pessimistic, but she couldn't handle giving up. She had to wonder where whether Marine was just fine. What you got in here? A Yunion? She had to wonder whether Marine was fine just sitting back and waiting. In her shoes, she would go insane. Use that for that, and then we can drink the energy drink to get some energy back. Well, weird unfamiliar buys. Buchum, let's see if we have any recipes for this stuff. No, we don't. Okay. Well, we're in the middle of a story right now, so I guess we don't need to worry about it all that much. You stayed in that lab all this time? I guess I could make something else with these if I had a mini oven, but oh well. Okay, so it keeps giving us these little hints of, oh, by the way, what you just made is mystery dish for right now, but once you get more tools, you're going to be able to make more dishes with it. How could you be fine alone in that huge laboratory? All right, looks like that was the end of that. So we need to figure out how to make buchumge, whatever, I know I butchered that name and I'm sorry, or taco. Curry, 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 curry. Hold on. Let's go grab that first. Oh, that was just an ingredient. Who cares? Caesar salad. And let's look for more ingredients. So now I guess we're back at that point where we need to wander. Aha, here we go. Here is the weird unfamiliar device, the recipe for it. Frying pan. Do we have a frying pan? I don't think we... Yeah, we have a frying pan. We need flour, egg, and meat or vegetable. Oh, there we go. I didn't realize that we could combine more than two ingredients in a recipe. So let's go ahead and cook this. I've never made this before living by myself. You don't live anywhere. You guys live in a motorcycle. Whatever. Oh, what's that? Talking about the device. This is... Well, I'm not quite sure myself. What do you mean you're not quite sure? The people at the lab gave it to me before leaving. Okay, so I'm assuming it's important if they gave it to you. Egg. They never explained it to me, though. I'm just holding on to it without having the slightest clue what it does. Maybe it has something to do with eyesight energy. That could be. Maybe it blocks eyesight energy or reflects it. Hold on. Let's clear out our inventory. They said they were researching how to put that energy to use. Okay, so they were trying to use the eyesight energy for something. That's interesting. Like the force field? What force field? I guess they were studying that too. But remember, I didn't work there or anything. I don't really know the details about their research. So maybe notice that in the bag where the device had been, Maureen was also keeping a photograph. Okay. We'll see a mystery dish so we can get a little bit of that energy back. And let's continue. Did the researchers leave any notes behind? I'm not sure. I don't think they brought all their research papers with them, but who knows? You lived there! Who else would know? Do you know much about the force field? Oh, okay, here we go, here we go. Here we go. Talking about the force field. Still better than disappearing, though, isn't it? So the force field is what caused all of this stuff to happen for some reason. And they don't really know anything about it. That disease had a mortality rate of more than 1%. I feel like that 1% isn't really that big. Unless... I know, but still better than disappearing. Cocoa powder? Cocoa powder's new. Everything with it's a mystery dish. We'll keep it for now. I don't know why, but just like the music in the background is just very calming. That's a strong opinion. Anyways, do you know much about it? The force field, I mean. Oh, hold on. There's a... Is that... Maybe that's a recipe up there. Not at all. Just what the public knew. Maybe they were studying it. Nope, just fish. Maybe they were studying it in the lab, but I wouldn't know. You spent time with them. Didn't you ask anything? Didn't you ask them anything at all while you were there? Apparently she didn't. I see. Uh-oh. Is the stream okay? Yeah, the stream's okay. Sorry, I got a random notification that OBS disconnected and reconnected. That was weird. But anyways, I was looking on the community hub on this game's Steam page. So I'm looking for... There we go. Achievements. Because I want to look at all the achievements to see how much we have to do in this game. Let's see. There are achievements for reaching different areas. Most of these I recognize in the game so far. Looks like there are 3 main episodes. Oh, that's interesting. So you can hide the UI. Looks like there are only 2 characters that you run into. It looks like Marine and Yakime. There's an achievement for making pudding, of course. All right, let's go find a place to spend the night. Hi, kitties. There's a home. So let's go spend the night here. See what we get for this one. You got just the 2 of us tape. Okay. So it looks like... Ooh, day 7 we unlock more inventory space. That's cool. Looking forward to that. All right, so we're still in main episode 1, right? Here's what we've gotten so far. Okay, so there are apparently 3 main episodes in this game. So we're still less than a third of the way through here. So let's continue. Oh, you can change the distance it takes to unlock new dialogue in settings? Hold on. Let's go back to home. Let me take a look at that. Unless that's just talking about, like, the scrolling speed and stuff. Yeah, I bet that's just a scrolling speed. Camera distance? What if we lowered the camera distance? See what would happen there. What? Let's do 3. 3's fine, I guess. Actually, no. We'll take it back to where it was. Play a tape from your bag? Okay. Oh, tape. Oh, interesting. An unfamiliar song playing from the tape. Okay. They listened to it in silence for a while. Let's cook something real quick. Sumibi? Do you remember when we realized it was just the two of us the day we rode this bike? Interesting. All right, let's see. Let's cook this as well, just to free up the space. Yeah, why are you mentioning that now? No reason. But it brings you back, doesn't it? Alright, we're just going to let the story go for a while. Because the hunger gauge is slowly going down. Oh, she's starting to remember, and Nakomi's like, oh, don't forget about that. No, I was kidding. No, I was just kidding. Calm down. I remember being in the cafe. I remember all the customers disappearing and the owner too. Oh. So, I'm assuming this eyesight disease just happens in the moment. We roamed for a while after that. Okay, let's go ahead and fill up some stuff again. We roamed around a while for after that, but we really couldn't find anyone. Why did we take the bike anyways? You are forgetting. How dare you? The bike was your idea! You said we should try looking because maybe there was... Hold on. Maybe there was someone still around. I did? Yes, you did! You idiot! And I knew the owner kept her bike's keys in the cafe. We just rode it and off we went. Oh, we got a bonfire. Let's use the bonfire and have it become night. I've said this before, but what? For having such a wishy-washy motivation, we really kept at this for a while. Alright, let's stay the night and get our inventory upgrade. And it's saying that you're in the middle of a story, so once the night passes, we'll go back to before the story started. That's fine. You got bag, 2 spaces. So it looks like it goes at least 10 days. Bag, 2 spaces, mincemeat, unlock topic, and you got mini oven. Okay. And continuing. Oh, but we actually do have 2 more spaces. So that's handy. Let's see. Now we're going to need to make a recipe now. Caesar salad recipe is vegetables and literally anything. So we don't have any vegetables right now. Since tomato is technically considered a fruit. What's that? You got CT number 7 let go? Is that a tape? It sure is. What's that? Oh, rummage through it? Sure. Ah, there we go. Caesar salad. Hey, what's that photo? Oh, this? Yes, that. Let's go and do this just to get a little bit more in those gauges. Marine shoved the photo further into her bag. It's just a photo. Don't worry about it. Well, I'm very worried about it now. Rummage through it again. Hold on. Don't turn around. Let's go through that tent. Oh, it's nothing special, really. That sounds suspicious to me. Miss, nothing special, really. It's just a picture of a friend who used to work at that lab. Let's see the picture, then. Where are they at now? Why you keeping secrets? Ooh, hey, look at that. That works for me. Okay. Where is that friend now? She left with the others and hasn't come back since. So she abandoned you. How rude. There we go. Now we're in a pretty good spot with our survival gauges. Sorry. From the quick glance she got, Tsubimi saw that Marine's friend was a beautiful, energetic-looking woman. How close were they? Maybe that topic was best left alone. Okay, more brown sugar. Tsubimi thought if... Were you two friends for a long time? Huh? Oh, we sure were. We've known each other since childhood. Oh, that's fun. We grew a bit distant when we both started working, though. Oh, that sounds so nice. I wish I had a childhood friend, too. Oh my gosh. I can just use all of it if I really wanted to. But we're not going to do that. We don't need to. There's nothing that special about it. But childhood friend makes it sound so special. Nakomi squirmed around in dissatisfaction. Oh, hey, we got a new tape. Cool. Are both of you from this town? Yes. We live next to each other and went to the same schools. What's wrong? Is this a... Yep, this is a transition area. And then you split up, question mark, after school? Yes, we went to different universities. We kept meeting regularly even then, though. There are sheep blocking the road. Hit the gas to scare them. Why not? Let's see, then her friend came back here a year ago when they opened that lab. And what about you? I've never left the town. I worked here too. And I'm another tape. Cool. Okay. Looks like we got another food cart to rummage through to get past. Stop. It's been a minute, so let's go ahead and cook something to refill our gauges. And we'll go ahead and stop here to search for ingredients. Let's just cook stuff to get rid of our inventory. Not even sure what casual mode is for. Say, Marine made it as if to say something before changing her mind. Okay. Actually, no, never mind. New topic, the photograph in the bag. To unlock, you must make curry. So we don't have any curry powder at the moment. So we're going to need to find some. All right, then. Let's crank it up to gear 3. And we'll look around until we find some curry powder. Like literally right now. All right, there we go. Why did you stay in the lab? What do you mean? Does it have to do anything with that picture you have? She looked like she knew what she wanted to say, but she needed time to find the right words to say it. Okay. I was waiting. Not just waiting for her, waiting for everyone to come back. Everyone is in the people that worked in the lab? Exactly. How many people would that be? 10 or so in total. Do you know where they went? Somewhere far away. They needed to go learn more about eyesight energy. All right. Mystery Dish, let's go. But you don't know the exact place. I don't. I just know it's somewhere far away. Marine? Do you think those people will come back? Oh, we got the taco recipe. Cool. Let's see what we need to make a taco. Taco recipe. We need a frying pan, which we have, flour, and then meat and or vegetables. Flour. Oh, we need meat, vegetables, or fish, and then another meat, vegetables, or fish, and then flour. Okay. Do you think those people will come back? I don't know. Okay, there's flour and meat. Now we just need a vegetable, right? So let's get rid of that. Marine's answer came loud and clear that she did not know if those people will ever come back. But what? If I'm not there waiting for them when they come back, well, what are you doing here with us then? More powder. Let's go ahead and make some curry to get rid of the space. Really come back, huh? All right, there we go. We got everything for we have everything for the tacos. So let's just go back on auto and enjoy the story. Marine did not explain anything further. Oh, I see. Goodbye, number 1. I'm assuming that means that we need to take her back to her home. Alright, so if we run into any fuel or happen upon it ourselves, we'll drop Marine off at this town. Ah, here we go. We're in the town right now. Let's just cook a meal. We don't want any of this because I think we need these for the taco. So we'll cook these into our rice balls. You can drop me here. Marine said that all of a sudden while they were riding. She had never directed the girls towards any particular road in the first place. Is there something here? I guess. You guess? What do you mean? Marine's way of glancing around herself didn't make her sound very confident. Thank you for the ride. Oh, well, you're welcome. What are you going to do now? Nothing new. What do you mean nothing new? I'll just hang around by myself until I eventually disappear. What? That's horrible! You won't go back to the lab? I could go back to the lab. But I think I've been there long enough. Okay. Sure. Anyways, back to our little scrolling through the story. Maybe I will, if I feel like it. Okay. If you see me around, come and say hello. We will. Assuming I haven't disappeared yet. Stop talking like that. Holy crap, that's so sad. After that short goodbye, Marine walked away. Bye, Marine. Oh, yep, and the sidecar is empty now. And it's nighttime, so let's go ahead and find some place to spend the night. And then we'll move on to the next day. Stay the night. Alright, so I'm assuming that was half of Marine's story, since the achievements did say Marine number 2 and Marine number 1. You got mincemeat. Alright, so next time we're getting a topic, and it's going to go beyond 10 days. So we got at least 11 on our little gauge here. And in 2 days we'll get the mini oven so we can make more things. Alright, so I think I kind of got the loop here. After we've been playing for a couple hours now. So, character episode Marine 1 goodbye number 2. Is there more to this? But it kind of like, you know, you ride around, collect materials to keep yourself from dying. And then we do recipes to get the new story bits. Okay. I wonder if we did the right thing. What do you mean? I mean dropping her there. Whatever she was looking for, it definitely looked like it was not there. Look for tools? Okay. That should be 2. That should be 1. That should be 4. That should be 3. There we go. Oh, we can get some bonfires. Cool. Get rid of the fuel. We'll keep one of the bonfires. Yeah, go guess. One thing I'm not a super big fan of is the fact that the story goes by like in real time while you're driving, and it's constantly interrupted by gameplay things, like like transitions, like what we're about to see here, or things in the road and whatnot. And I think it would be, I don't know. I think I would probably like it a little bit better if the story stuff happened, you know, in cutscenes, like when we first met Marine. All right, let's go ahead and cook these. After thinking for a while, Sumibi came to the conclusion that wouldn't have worked out, as in her staying with them. Also, what is with the cat in her picture? Where are its hind legs? It doesn't have any! It just has front legs. I'm already surprised things have been fine between the two of us for so long. Why the surprise? It's the power of love! Let's go ahead and examine inside the tent. Good. I think it's just the power of you not having a care in a single care in the world. Really? Could be. So maybe tried imagining what Marine was going to do. Let's get milk and one of the beans. Right now I'm just trying to get my gauges back up. Because we can't really make the taco until this story thing is over so we can unlock the next one. You got fuel. Okay, that's useful. How much do that for more energy? Maybe she simply wanted to go to a place she didn't know, and that was why she had asked them for a ride. A ride to an empty, unfamiliar place where she could disappear in silence. Oh, that's so sad. New topic, small warehouse. Another day went by without incident. You unlock the topic, what you want to do. Okay. And if we don't start a story thing right away today... Wait, what? Oh, main episode 2, small warehouse. Main episode 3, what you want to do. Interesting. Main episode 3 already? Don't you have anything you want to do? Did we skip episode 2? I guess I want to stuff myself with ramen, says Nakomi. Okay. Didn't know you were such a big ramen fan. Heat up in front of it. Oh, okay, cool. Fire. Give me some more energy. No, I just feel like it right now. Okay. That's not what I meant. So I wonder if some of these other episode things were something we needed to get earlier, before this day in the game. Let's go ahead and make a taco to give us some energy, because I don't see the task anymore for the taco thing from earlier. We've been running here and there pretty much randomly. Isn't there somewhere you knew you want to go? Something you want to do? A goal you have in mind? Making that pudding. But that's my goal. What is your goal? As we collect more ingredients. Get our gauges back up. Something I want to do. Is there something I actually want to do? So you don't know. Or maybe some place you want to go. I guess I'd like to visit America. Okay, so wherever this takes place, it does not take place in America. I mean, I would assume that it would take place in Japan, just based off of Nakomi's outfit. Maybe a theme park. Hold on. Let's go grab this. Curry powder. Because I want to get all of these little gift things just in case they have a recipe in them. Like mountains, rivers, that kind of stuff, I'm not that interested, to be honest. What about temples? Do you want to go to temples? Would you like to visit temples? Ah, taiyaki recipe. It's not on our list of things that we need to do, but let's see what. Taiyaki mold, which we don't have yet. Flour and sweet beans. Okay. Do you want to go to a temple? Not really. Okay, then why'd you bring it up? Exactly, why are you asking me then? Ooh, this looks like a new obstacle. Oh, it's a helicopter. Let's look inside the helicopter. Okay, this should be 4. 3. Oh, cool. Are you bored? Well, I've been bored for months. Since all we do is drive around. It was just a question. No need to take it as having a deeper meaning. Really now. It's just that, you know, traveling without a goal for so long can get tiring. That's true. Are you tired then? Me? No, not really. But I was worried you were getting bored. Okay, then. No, I'm fine. Just riding the bike is fun enough. I see. Oh, we got another recipe. Madeleine recipe. Okay. Nakomi let go of the gas a little bit. You should learn to be a bit more honest with your feelings. It's very clear that you wanted to do these things. Just say what you feel. Yeah, stop projecting what you want onto poor Nakomi. New topic, The Journey's End #1. Cook sweet rice ball. Okay, what all did we need for that? Rice and sweet beans, which we don't have any of. Okay, well, let's go ahead and start searching for ingredients then. Okay, there's sweet beans. Now we just need some rice to go with it. Now let's go into some of these other tapes. Let's go into Sad Town. This is a song we've already heard before, right? Well, maybe it's like background music we hear in different areas. I'm not going to get this one. I'm running out of time. Wait. Is it going to let me do it? Oh, okay. Okay, so what was that time limit for then? If you were just going to let me do it anyways. Okay, well now we're at a point where we're not getting stories, so we need to go and find what we need to make this recipe. So we have sweet beans, we just need rice. Brown sugar. And we got rice. Good. So let's go ahead and do sweet rice ball, and now we can continue the story again. If we're going to keep traveling forever without a goal, maybe it'd be better to just disappear already. Okay, we're getting a little dark here, don't you think? Do you ever think like that? Huh? No, not at all. Sure, it can get boring and even difficult at times. But there are fun parts too. Such as riding the bike. Riding the bike is fun. Oh, and eating food. I've been getting better at cooking lately. You're improving, I must admit it. One step, I'm getting closer to becoming the pudding pro that I need to be. That part I don't know about. Well, I mean, you guys haven't even tried to make pudding yet, because we haven't gotten the recipe. I wonder if the pudding recipe is going to be one of those daily tasks that we get for playing the game a certain amount of time. You don't have to force yourself to be with me, you know. It was as if the words didn't want to leave her mouth with the way she said it. We have fuel, right? She replied without skipping a beat. I'm not forcing anything. I'm with you because it's fun to be with you. Alright, we're going to need to... There we go. That's better. Need to get that bottom gauge filled up a little bit. Of course, knowing I disappear if I were alone is a part of it too. But the fun things you mentioned. Writing, cooking, you could also do those things by yourself. Okay. Set it back to speed or gear 2. But it wouldn't be as fun doing it by yourself. I'd have no one to talk to, and I'd have to eat by myself too. Alright, let's get some more stuff to cook. Do we not have anything? There we go. That's better. Keep as many of those gauges filled up as we can. Sumibi! Do you want to disappear? Dot 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 dot. Let's see what those some of those other new recipes we got. We can't do that without the mini oven or the taiyaki mold. So we can't really make any of that yet. Mini oven will eventually come through just time. I just don't know. In reference to whether or not she wants to disappear. All right. I just wonder, says Sumibi. I wonder how long this journey will continue. I'm assuming until you guys end up making pudding. I'm assuming we'll probably need egg and milk for pudding. New topic. The journey's end number 2. We have to cook Madeleine. Madeleine, I believe we need the mini oven for. We do. We have what we need to make it. Now it's nighttime. Let's see how many days need to pass before we can unlock the mini oven that we need to create this recipe. So let's just go until we can find a house to stop at. Where is there a driveway somewhere? Hold on. Here we go. We'll spend the night here. All right, we got the mini oven. Perfect timing. I wonder why we lose a bunch of our gauges when we sleep at night. Whatever. There's Gloomy Valley. Wait, is Gloomy Valley Dark Valley? Because one of the... Anyways, let's go to the empty town first. See if we can find... To see if Marine is still there. Because I think that's where we left her. Alright, so we have to examine the laboratory for small warehouse. Small warehouse, I think, was episode 2, right? Let's go see if we can find that warehouse again. Let's get rid of that fuel. We'll cook those two. That is a house. Oh, we got a new story thing. Behind her, Sumibi looks up. I'd like some pizza. Is this the laboratory? All right. Ooh, coffee? Well, I guess we'll never find out what coffee is now because we don't have enough inventory space for it. I can't make pizza. Oh, because they're talking about wanting pizza. That recipe just requires flour and egg, so we can cook these two together. Well, you asked me for ideas, and that's what I want. I want pizza. Oh, come on, now I feel like having pizza too. Well, then you better put a lot of effort into learning how to make pizza, then. Maybe pizza isn't that unrealistic. You just need to try harder. We have to start by building a brick oven. Well, you have a mini oven. Just for some pizza? It doesn't have to be that authentic, you know. Let's just make pizza. It does need to be that authentic. You idiot. Alright, got those gauges back up. There goes our pizza dinner then. I can't make pizza! What you talk about doesn't matter. You're talking with a real person in a real world. Having someone you can talk to can mean so much. Of course, they had been alone. Of course, they had been alone. This journey would already be over. Do you mean like if they had been alone, this journey would already be over? There we go. We got some salmon. Now we're moving on. New topic, field of vision. Okay. Alright, they must not stop looking at each other, not even for a second. There we go, that's a little better. Let's pitch the tent. So I think this is talking about the disappearing thing. Road of Beginnings, number 3. I don't see any of that on our list. Let's go ahead and make... Oh, I think we missed the Madeline thing. Well, let's make it anyways. So maybe just needed to look up for Nakomi to enter her field of vision. Nakomi, focused on driving, mostly saw the roads and the bike's handle. Every once in a while, she would peek at the mirror to look at the other one. As if to make sure she was still there. Okay. Indeed, if she stopped doing this, Sumibi would actually disappear. Oh, the things one can get used to. Okay. But Nakomi still feels nervous every time she looks back. Maybe this time she'll find that she is the only one on the bike. It was still a scary thought, but nowhere as scary as it used to be. Okay. At first, she would to be too scared to take a single step. Alright, because they're worried about this whole disappearing thing. Oh, hey, we found another tape. That's cool. Making something new? Fried rice. Cool. Well, I got a new recipe, right? Yep, look at all these recipes. Enough time for all the people to disappear. Phones didn't even work anymore. There we go. Gauges are all back up. She tried guessing how many people were still left in the world. How many people were left alone and just disappeared? When this had all just started and phone still worked, she had read something that was still burned into her memory. All right, we're going to get some more story stuff here. If no one is looking at you, you disappear. What's this? There's a stray dog blocking the road. Wait for it to leave. Rice and fuel. All right. Let's use the fuel to go to Gloomy Valley. Road of Beginnings number 3 is you get when you visit Empty Town. I guess we could do that. We just got more fuel. Let's go ahead and make some more food as well. The only thing on the road was their bike. No matter how long they rode, there was no one else around. I think it's about to transition to nighttime. Lots of fuel in this area. I'd rather sleep in a real bed tonight. So maybe just said that all of a sudden. Maybe there's a hotel around here. Even a normal house would do. Seriously. Wouldn't that feel super weird? Not really. You've already done it several times in this game. What if some old guy used to sleep in that bed? Like as old as your dad. I don't really care as long as the bed doesn't stink. What if it does stink? We can just smell it and go look for another bed. Calm down. Ooh, another tape. Cool. But I don't want to smell a stinky bed in the first place. Okay, then. Let's get rid of some of this fuel. Let's go find a hotel. One where they do proper bed making and stuff. Can't you do the bed making yourself? You're a maid. I've never done anything like that. I'm just a normal girl in a maid costume. Yeah, I guess. You can't even cook. Jeez. He's like, you know what? You're just a regular girl. You're not a real maid. You can't even cook. But I got a bit better at that lately. Yeah, I guess. A small smile started to shape on Sumibi's face. New topic, baked pudding number 1. Can I see more topics somewhere? No? Okay. Your pudding standards are just too high. My pudding standards are most reasonable. Why don't you make it, though? Too much of a hassle. It's not nighttime yet, is it? No, we get that transition if... Now it's nighttime. Let's examine inside the tent, see what's in here. Found an egg. That's cool. Egg. Transitioning to the next area. Gotta find a house soon so we can sleep. There's a house. Spend the night. All right, what do we get for today? We got tuna. Great. All right, let's see. It looks like a Popoyaki maker is going to be unlocked in a couple days. You know, this seems like an interesting game that we probably shouldn't, you know, sit down and play all in one go, because the gameplay loop is so simple and repetitive. It feels like there's not really much to it. But at the same time, unlocking stuff is weird because I think we've like missed a few things here and there. Just because we've had these tasks that we're waiting to get through the current story event we're in to be able to start unlocking the next one. Because here's a bunch of... Because, like, we're still unlocking main episode 1 things with Baked Pudding number 1, and yet we've already seen part of main episode 3 stuff. This seems so weird. Let's tinker around with the other difficulty settings and see what they change and what they don't. So we can go to here. Right, normal's the standard play experience. Casual, you lose things lower. In story, you never lose your gauges and days don't end even after night comes. Let's see how different casual mode is. It feels like hunger is falling just as much as it was before. You can see the red up there at the top left corner of the screen. Let's see if things get filled up faster or more. Not really. Alright, back then, when everyone disappeared, this is another main episode 1 thing. What would you have done if it weren't me? Alright, I'm going to try something. Apparently OBS has the ability to record and stream at the same time, so I'm going to hit start recording and see what happens. Like making clips and stuff while we're streaming it. That'd be interesting, right? If she told me to just go back home, I would have done that, so you would have disappeared. Scary, huh? And what about you? Is there another road back here? No? Okay. Alright, let's take a look. I go into my video folder. Oh, hey. Yeah, it just recorded like normal. Cool. We'll just set that as the gameplay video for when I eventually review this game. That's kind of handy. Probably wouldn't be able to do that on my Legion Go. That's why I'm glad I have this ThinkPad laptop now. Alright, looks like our inventory is filled up. Let's get rid of this fuel. Hello? Alright, and let's go ahead and make some food. So let's see. What have we got here? Rice, milk. Okay, different recipes do different things. Let's go ahead and cook. Take a look. Oh, what a nice looking set of rice balls. And our gauge is filled up, and we are off together. I wouldn't mind dying if I had Yunomi by my side. What are you talking about? Alright, well this opens up a whole different ballpark for streaming, because I can record the clips we can use in the review as we go. We can say, oh hey, what can we do in this house? Look for ingredients? Okay. Then we can like collect all this stuff. And I don't have to record those little 30-second clips for things. Let's go ahead and see if there's anything we can do to increase strength right now. Sure. Alright, she didn't know whether that was true, but people were disappearing. There was no doubt about that. Oh, cool. Energy from the fire. The world started breaking around noon. Nakomi was working at the cafe. The owner was there and a few customers. The internet became a cacophony of concerned voices. Scare the sheep while we're doing this. Soon after, people started shouting. You could feel something serious was happening. Some customers left to go home. Others checked outside. So did Nakomi's colleagues. Okay. And no one came back. The owner went to the back room to check on the news, and she closed the door behind him. Nakomi decided to stay until the end of her shift. The owner wasn't coming back, so she went to the back room to check in on her. Wait a minute. Hold on. Go to text right here. Okay. Listen. I know that we can tell that this translation is a little all over the place. So the owner of the cafe went to the back room to check the news, and she, Nakomi, closed the door behind him, hinting that the owner was a male, as in him. Then the owner wasn't coming back, so she went back to the back room to check in on her. So is the owner male or female? I know that's probably just a translation thing, because this is, this is a really small game and everything. Because who made this? Who made this game? Komatsubaki Studio is probably just the publisher. So let's find out. Girls Meat Pudding, and I'll go back into the game so we can have background music. All right, let's see. Developer is Kazuhide Oka. All right, Mr. Game Developer, what have you made? Looks like he's made a few games. Something called Moonless Moon. Ah, here we go. There's a Steam search. He has made Girls Made Pudding, Moonless Moon, Yokaze Bundle, which includes 7 small games. So Moonless Moon, when night falls, she wanders into another world, is a text-based adventure game following a girl as she travels through a variety of different worlds. Looks like it's all in Japanese, too. So this person's only made a couple games. Look up Moonless Moon on YouTube real quick, just so I can see gameplay. Okay, Moonless Moon looks like fairly standard visual novel stuff. So this was probably them trying to say, hey, let's make something weird and different. I mean, nothing wrong with that. Okay, anyways. We're taking a screenshot of that. Alright, anyways. Moving on. Just something that I had to point out because I immediately saw it. I'm like, wait a minute. She wasn't there. More hinting that the owner is female. I mean, I know it's just the translation. It's just the translation and nothing more. It's not like a big deal. So let's see. Only 2 people were left in the cafe, Nakomi and Sumibi. Sumibi was there because her favorite maid was on shift. Okay. Let's go ahead and pass time. That way we can unlock more things faster. She knew all of her shifts and always showed up for them no matter how busy she was. As for that maid, she'd gone out to check on her family. So my only question is, this is weird, because we have all of these tasks here, right? We have all of these tasks here on the right that say, to unlock, free, bike, baked pudding number 1, road of beginnings. But you can't unlock something unless you're between stories. And then once we get past these stories, you know, we're at the point where new things are popping up, or there's nothing popping up at all. So that doesn't make a lot of sense. All right, let's see what's in our inventory. Coffee's in our inventory. I wonder what coffee does. You can use coffee. Oh, it raises your sanity. Thank goodness for coffee, because now I have not gone insane. Let's fill that back up. Anyways, let's keep going. People had started disappearing from the city. If nobody is looking at you, you disappear. That thing that they saw on the internet. Okay. While phones still worked, Nakomi had managed something that we will wait for. Alright, Nakomi had managed to read that online. New topic, picturesque. And it's not even in our list of tasks right now. All right. It doesn't really feel like the amount of stuff going down is that much with us being here in casual mode. It feels pretty much the same as before, because we're still needing to make things from time to time. I don't really... Like, I'm not really getting a big feeling of a difference in the difficulty. At least not, you know, personally. Kitties! Pet the kitties. Alright, now we're at nighttime, so let's go ahead and pass on to the next day. Alright. You unlock the topic, the flying rocket. Okay. All right. Let's go in here again. We're in casual mode. All right, let's go into story mode and see if anything changes. All right, so we got our gauges right there, right? So we're just going to go forward and see if anything happens. Well, no, story mode seems fine. The hunger gauge isn't really going down at all. The gauges aren't moving at all. So once we cook things to fill them up, they'll probably never fall. All right, we unlocked the episode free. I told you it's not a maid cafe. Let's see. It's a cafe and the waitresses have maid uniforms. Sounds like a maid cafe to me. One of the maids did it for me once. What? Really? 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 What did one of the maids do? Oh, but we don't do any of that cutesy roleplay stuff. Real? Oh, is that a fact? Is that a fact? Says. Okay. Students can work in cafes, but not in maid cafes. Those are rules. Who cares? There's no school anymore. What does it matter? The world has ended. I know, but still. All right, so with story mode on, there's really no emphasis on maintaining the gauges, and you just enjoy the story and then collect materials as you need them to create things. Because, like, there's no real reason. Like, we don't need to stop and get materials here. Who cares? Oh, and it doesn't even take up your gauge to look for ingredients. So then it just turns into a regular, like, weird visual novel game where it's like, you need to look for materials when you need to create a recipe. So, like, right here, we can go through, oh, that's interesting. So I wonder what's going to unlock here. So if you look on the right, we have 3 different tasks that will unlock by cooking a meal. So which of these do you think it's going to unlock? It's probably the top one, right? So just cook any meal. So we'll cook fried rice. And it unlocked bike. Okay. The girl's bike had a sidecar, and now we have more topics to do. Interesting. So how long have we been going? We've been going for like 3 hours, right? Nakomi was the one driving, but the bike wasn't hers. It used to belong to the owner of the cafe that she worked at. Okay. Let's go and grab some more materials, just because. She didn't even have a license. She learned how to ride it along the way. How interesting. Her dad used to take her on bike rides, but he was the one riding the bike. Okay. So Sumibi does not want to ride the bike at all. So at this point, with casual or story mode, all you have to do is worry about the story. What's that? Is that a unique building? Wait a minute, is this the lab? No? Okay. Okay. Maybe you're just good at handling machines. Could be. I always played with the stuff in Dad's garage when I was little. Oh, she's kind of envious now. Why don't we use this to go somewhere? We can go to Empty Town. Might as well fill up the gauges. By the way, tell me more about that pudding. Huh, what's this all of a sudden? I just want to know more about it. I gave you the full explanation about 5 times already. I forgot. Alright, so Sumibi started explaining what she knew about the pudding for the 6th time. I think the cafe's menu read baked pudding or something like that. I see. It came on a silver dish with just the pudding on it. It looked handmade. Uh-huh. The caramel sauce was on the bitter side. The pudding was firm, and the flavor was pretty eggy. And it was good. Anything else? That's it. You know what that sounds like? Right. Like a normal pudding. 'Cause it was a normal pudding. Did it have anything special, like a secret ingredient or something? But that's literally all there is to it. I already told you. Yep. I'm not a huge fan of this casual mode. I mean, it's fine, but I feel like there is slightly more to the game. When you have something to do. There we go. Now we'll go on with the next story bit. The waitresses wore maid uniforms but didn't consider it a maid cafe. None of that writing cute messages with ketchup on the customer's omelet stuff. Is that a thing? I mean, that sounds cute. The uniforms were that way because the owner liked them. So the owner liked the maid uniforms and said, "You're all wearing maid uniforms because reasons." That being said, being waited on by girls in maid costumes appealed to some customers. Sumibi was one such customer. She was into one of the waitresses, in particular, Yunomi. She'd been working there since before Nomi. She couldn't... Okay. Hold on, we gotta wait. We gotta wait to continue reading. You could tell she wasn't in school anymore. Maybe she was a housewife working part-time for some extra pocket money, but she didn't wear a ring. Sunubi was a fan of her. She'd come to the cafe every time Yunomi was on shift. You know, over here in America, that would probably be viewed as kind of creepy. Hold on, what's this building up here? It looks kind of like the lab. I know it's not. I know it's not. Nope, just a place to look for tools. Like, what is this puzzle supposed to be? Because at first I thought it was like those little puzzles like in Mario 3 where, you know, you would start where the 2 is, and then you would go down the lines like, oh, you go down, and then you have to go to the right because you hit the thing, and then you have to go down. Because in that one, it seemed like that's what the puzzle was. But in others, I've kind of like followed the path, like, you know, pointing my finger around. And that's not what happened. Now that she was... Okay, anyways. We have a tent. We have a sports drink. It's nighttime now, so we probably should find some place to stop. What did life without Yunomi feel like for her? Without her, you know, feel like without her favorite maid. All right, well that ended, so let's go ahead and spend the night. Stay the night and go. Let's sleep here tonight. All right, so we unlocked Popoyaki Maker. Looks like Bag of Ice is something unique and interesting. Oh, Taiyaki Mold is going to unlock in a couple days too. All right. So we're still unlocking a lot of main episode 1 things. So I'm assuming we would unlock a lot more of them if we had not picked up Marine and talked to her for a while. Because look at all of this stuff. I mean, this is all stuff that we've gone through so far. This is quite a bit. Go ahead and leave. Doesn't look like we have any story that's going to go up right away. Let's see. So we have to examine the laboratory to unlock small warehouse. We can cook a meal to get journeys into. Okay, let's go do that. Let's find some place to loot. Cook a meal to unlock the journeys into, which is an episode 3 thing. It's so weird. All right, let's go in here. Take all of this. We can cook literally anything we want. Do you wish our journey would end sooner rather than later? I'm not sure about that either. But I don't like sequels made after a story has already run out of ideas. Even if the sequel's kind of boring, I just like seeing the characters I love. Okay. I still am curious about how we're able to unlock episode 3 things when we're still unlocking episode 1 things. We just have different tastes and priorities. Yep, that's true. We're pretty much opposite types. The auto drive derped again. Which, I mean, is fine for us, like, exploring this story. I can imagine, yeah. Because in terms of the story stuff, we won't have to worry about weird transitions and cow or sheep in the road and helicopters in the road to interrupt us, since we don't have a hunger gauge with this anyways. So we could just, like, watch the story go by like this. Okay. Let's see where we're at in the story right now. So the two of them were together by coincidence. So basically, you know, when everybody started disappearing from whatever happened with this eye transmitted energy disease thing, or the force field that we don't know anything about. Oh, and it's talking about, like, how long could these people last? And if it was destined to end, what would that end even look like? As the bike's engine hummed in her ears, Sumebi envisioned many different scenarios. Not a single one of them had a happy ending. New topic, mistake. All right. And all of the other things disappeared. Like, all of the other tasks are gone now. So let's go ahead and unlock it. Just cook a meal. Just put everything. Just put all of our food together. But that's interesting, because now all of this stuff is gone. Which I'm assuming it'll probably show up later, maybe? I'm not sure. Let's go ahead and cook this stuff into curry. This is another main episode 3 thing. Hey, wasn't there someone at the bus stop? Huh? What bus stop? Maybe I just made a mistake, but what? The person I saw kind of looked like you know me. ... What? My favorite maid? You definitely made a mistake. You're wrong. Did I, though? Did I really? Okay, I'm getting tired of this circle thing. Let's go back onto a main road. I'll deal with the transitions. Even assuming Yunomi was there at the bus stop, I wouldn't want to go and approach her. Why not? You don't want to see her? What's the point of that? What do you mean? Let's go discard the fuel. What do you mean, what's the point? Is this going to be a... Is this going to be a thing of, why would I want to see someone that I want to see when they're just going to disappear anyways? Sort of thing? With her gloomy attitude? You're sure you don't want to go back and see her? We could go check the bus stop again. No need to, really. Why? Why, though? Nakomi completely stopped the bike. Oh, hey, we're getting a real cutscene again. Cool. Let's say it wasn't her, though. Wouldn't it still be worth talking to them? Not really. I think we should focus on finding a place to sleep for tonight. Come on, what would be the point in talking to her? It's impossible anyways. I bet you got it wrong. You made a mistake, definitely. But what if she didn't? Oh, they're not on the bike anymore. The model, the model right here doesn't have anybody on it. The road was straight, but she got confused, so maybe looked back at the bike once again. The bike still was where they'd left it. What? But Nakomi was gone? She called for her, but there was no reply. Oh. Is this about to get really sad? The wind blew, but Nakomi was gone, and Sumebi was gone, but Nakomi was gone. The bike's engine was running all by itself. What? What? What happened? So is that trying to suggest that they... Was that a bad ending? It didn't say anything about it being an ending. Let's look to see if there's a bad ending achievement here. Complete all episodes. Reached the ending. I mean, we didn't make pudding. We didn't find Maureen again. What? I wonder if that was supposed to be a bad ending. I guess that's insinuating that when they got off the bike and were arguing, they looked away from each other, and when they looked away from each other, they both disappeared. That's really sad. Let's go ahead and use the tent. Got salmon. Okay. I'm going to assume that happened because we didn't go to the lab for the main episode 2 stuff. And because we went and unlocked the episode 3 Journey's End things. Let's just make some food to clear up our inventory. Okay, this is Road of Beginnings 4 that we're going through. That's so interesting. I wonder if there's anything on the Steam page about this. Let's see, there are recipes and tips, no full walkthroughs, of course, because it's still a brand new game. Okay. Alright, we got fuel. Let's go ahead and use the fuel to go to Empty Town to unlock this picturesque thing. Oh, we have to cook a meal here to unlock picturesque. Alright. Well, just cook anything. That is not what we unlocked. Okay, so it's definitely not whatever's on top. Because the top one here was called picturesque. I'm just very confused because when that thing happened with both of them disappearing, or allegedly disappearing, I don't know. This is going to take a while to kind of sort through. And, you know, try to figure out. Hold on, stop. Let's go ahead and clear out our inventory. Yeah, let's keep that fuel. Because I'm assuming we're going to need fuel. Oh, we got a recipe. That's cool. I hope that ending that we got wasn't the intended ending, because that was really sad. Okay. Hold on. We can stop now. The story stops so we can unlock something else. So let's go ahead and grab 2 ingredients here. We'll combine them to unlock that. Or not. We cooked a meal. Unless it has to be like a meal, like as in multiple ingredients together. Well, let's go ahead and spend the night again. So we can unlock something else. Ooh, we got more inventory expansion here in a few days. All right, to unlock, examine laboratory. So why don't we try to figure out where laboratory is? Actually, let's go back and look. I'm going to pull the stream up on my computer. The lab was just off of a main road. Maybe try Forest Road. Okay, we're going to try to find this lab again. I don't think this is the road it was on, though. Let's see if we can figure this out. There's a house here. Can we get up there? Doesn't look like it. Okay. Then I guess we'll just keep going up this way for now. Because I don't remember what area the lab was in. I remember what it looked like. let's just go off the path here, see if we can find a house to stay in. We got a bag of ice. That's cool. Is that... I wonder if that's a cooking tool or if that's just something we can put into one specific recipe. Let's find out. Oh no, that is a cooking tool. Cool. And speaking of that, there was actually a topic on the Steam board asking how you get ice. So if nobody answered that, I'm going to go answer that for them. Never mind, they already have the answer. Okay, anyways. Hello? Oh, we were in the middle of the menu. Yeah, I think we're going to swap back to the normal difficulties once this day ends. Because it feels like there's just not really anything to do outside of looking for more story stuff. And, you know, the inventory is just, like, massively filling up with food. And it's kind of like, okay, that's cool, but there's no real point in cooking when your gauges never go down anyways. That's kind of the problem with some games having the no difficulty at all mode, just enjoy the story. Because this gameplay loop is extremely repetitive. But, at the same time, not having things to do is kind of driving me crazy. That's just a house. Destiny can be weird, huh? All right, let's read the story scene. We sure did. I never thought we'd be like this for so long. Me neither. I thought we'd find someone as soon as we left the city. But so much for that, Nakomi added, laughing. So maybe it meant that they thought they wouldn't last as friends for that long. But she decided that she didn't need to correct her. The two keep traveling on the load with nobody in sight. It's such an odd game because it doesn't have a lot of direction to it. It's just like, hey, go find the lab. Assuming it would even unlock now because it's not currently on my list of tasks. I don't know if the extra tasks just don't do anything when they're not on the UI. Or if something else happens. Okay, here's the lab. Pretty sure that's the lab. Got tents from it. I don't get it. I don't know. Because we're not really getting a lot of story stuff that are like, hey, make this recipe. Hey, do this. Hey, do this. Because I'm feeling like we're supposed to do this lab thing to unlock episode 2 before we do any of that other stuff. Looks like there's an option for speeding up. Alright, camera distance, sound effects volume, speed, auto scroll speed, scroll speed. They're talking about the pudding now. Were you on a pudding-only diet? It's just that I don't have strong preferences except for desserts. So she has a sweet tooth, basically. Come to thinking, you were always getting sweet stuff back at the cafe. Let's see, she did have the beef stew once at the cafe. And you know, we haven't run into the other character yet. All right, they're talking about the other maid yet. Again. And it's nighttime. Let's go to Gloomy Valley in the middle of the night. Let's sleep here tonight. Okay. Got mackerel. That's cool, I guess. So do they never sleep? Because I mean, if it's true that if no one's looking at you, you disappear. Wouldn't they just disappear as soon as they both close their eyes and fall asleep? I don't know. We're gonna change this back to casual. So there's something else for us to do. Get our gauges up a little bit. And you know what? Let's just use our tents to force progression. Now we can say, oh, hey, more bag space. And move on to the next day. Let's end another day and get more unlocks. Fuel. Okay. Okay. Now let's see what happens. To unlock Examine Laboratory. So we got the Chapter 2 thing again. And we've got Hunger Gauge going, so that means we're going to have to actually cook things to be able to get our gauge back. That's good. Oh, they're talking about pudding again. Hold on. Go back. Go back. Go back. Go back. Go back to that previous area. Oh no, it won't let you. Because the task for the laboratory disappeared when we went into this area. I wonder. I wonder if it's based on where you are. Oh, what's this? I don't think I've seen this, problem before. Oh, hey, there's some fruit on the trees. The trees that are growing in the middle of the road for some reason. All right, whatever. Let's move on. But I'm thinking, like, since the thing for the lab is to examine it, I wonder if it only gives us that task when we're in the screen where the lab actually is. Let's speed up a little bit. Okay, lost some inventory because the dogs were in the road. So apparently animals are not affected by whatever this is. Actually, we could probably just... Industrial area, you think the lab's there? That would make sense, right? But we don't have a task for it. All right. Let's try Gloomy Valley then. We're just going to, since we have the fuel here to fast travel, let's just do it until we do or do not get a task for this. I'm assuming Empty Town. I assumed before that Empty Town was where it was. But I got nothing. At least none of those locations. Okay. More dogs. Let's just wait. Because we don't have any inventory to give them. Alright, they're talking about the baked pudding again. They didn't have anything better to do than to just travel and try to get pudding, I guess. Scare the sheep away. To unlock cook a meal for flying rocket. Okay. Well, let's stop by this house here, and we'll see if we can unlock this particular task. So we'll get some ingredients from here. Alright, tempura. Alright, and we unlocked the flying rocket. What was that? Huh? What was that? Oh, they heard a flying rocket. It sounded like Nakomi hadn't heard it. It looked like smoke, but it was too high up. It was more like an airplane's trail. What do you think that is? Ooh, what could it be? A rocket or something? No way, it's a rock. Before could finish her sentence, there was another explosion sound. It was much clearer and louder this time around. Something shot up into the sky right after it. It was still too far away to tell at this distance. It was just a little dot in the blue. Okay. Beautiful. Eventually released up to the cloud and exploded? Okay. Now this is interesting. A bear? Oh no! There's a bear here! Play dead. It was a rocket. Okay. Ooh, here's more new stuff. Oh, and we got a bonfire out of it. Okay, that's cool. Oh, the girls decided that they'd try to reach the place where the rocket had been launched from. Because there must have been people launching it. That makes sense. I wonder if that's how we're going to find this other character that was listed in the achievements. Okay. Do we want to examine the trash? Sure. Now we got rice out of it. That we found in the trash. Alright, they rode their bike into a forest on a mountain road. New topic, an old hut. Now, I wonder if this is going to automatically take me to where this is. Or if we're going to have to, like, search for it. Alright, let's take a look here. Oh, here we go! So we had to trigger the rocket thing to have the story take us to where this is. Interesting. There was sand piled up in front of the entrance. On the sand, there were footsteps. Do you think there's someone inside? It would look like it. There was no electricity for the doorbell. Why don't you just knock on the door instead of shouting on the outside? She stood there thinking about the best course of action. Excuse me, sir or madam? What if the person inside is dangerous? They come out with a gun. We can just run for it. Maybe there's a whole gang of murderers inside. Of murders? Do you mean murderers? Do you mean murderers? Sumibi? Promise you won't hold it against me if we get killed? I promise I'll haunt you for all of eternity. Okay, that's cute. That's cute. Hey, is anybody in there? I think there's no one there. That rocket looked like... How would a rocket come from here in the middle of nowhere? Like, seriously. Suddenly, there was a loud sound. It didn't seem to come from inside the hut itself. What? Seriously? Says new person? She asked the girls to give her a ride just for a bit. Okay. New topic. Woman in the hut number 1. Okay, good deal, good deal. Well, we're actually going to get more story progress here. And I think that's going to be it for today's stream. We've been going for 4 hours. I don't know. This is going to be pretty boring if I go through the entire game on stream today. Because we could, because I've just been recording clips for the review as we've gone along. I've got like 20 clips already recorded. But anyways, I'm going to head out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. This is a very, very strange little game. And I think I'm actually going to go through the rest of this today to review on maybe on Friday or Monday. And then I'll get back to Life is Strange and Stalker afterwards. I'm kind of like, this is really repetitive and really weird, but I'm kind of invested in it now. Anyways, I'm going to head out of here. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And I will see you next week for something else. We're probably not going to start the next Handheld First series until at least May. So we'll just see what happens.